And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the next episode of New Earth TV Live. I'm on the road, so I'm in another Airbnb doing this broadcast today. So thank you, everybody, for joining me on Thursday's broadcast with New Earth Insights. Had a great time there from another location when I was on Salt Spring Island. I'm now in Parksville, BC. It's in Vancouver Island. So staying at an Airbnb right now. On Monday, I'll be doing a live event with some folks here in Parksville. It's my first live event, I think, in a couple years, prior to the scamdemic. So this has been been quite a big shift. So I'm looking forward to that altogether come Monday. But here I am today with you guys, so I'm happy to be here. We are going to do a guided meditation here very shortly. We're also going to do some inner practices. We're going to do some healing work, and then we're going to do some Q&A as well too. But before we get started, we'll go ahead and begin with some announcements.
The latest revelation in alternative healing has arrived. The Healing Code Cards, a spiritual technology unlike anything else. Through the power of sacred geometry imbued with pure source energy, physical ailments can become eliminated and detoxified from your body. 36 cards specifically designed to work on the major areas of the body, encouraging natural recovery and increased vitality. Working with the cards are easy, and their healing results are profound. Download our collection of free sample cards so you can experience results for yourself. And don't forget to view our customer testimonials. Our printed Healing Code card deck is available now with shipping available worldwide. Visit our website at healingcodecards.com.
And of course, you guys can go to newearthteachings.com. Private sessions and questions by email are available. So I'm getting all booked up for June right now as well too. So private sessions are going to start becoming available in July. And same thing with questions by email, right? So my April, my May, my June is pretty much all packed up with private sessions and questions by email. So a lot of people wanting these sessions, and I'm looking forward to bringing them forward. So again, if you do want to book, again, it will be a waiting list up until July. But if you're okay with that, just go to newearthteachings.com, check out the private sessions or questions by email, and I look forward to working with you. Okay, so everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started with today's broadcast. First thing we're going to do is we're going to do a guided meditation. All right. So, I'm hoping the audio is okay here. I'm kind of in this big room, big living room. I'm in the kitchen as well too. So it's a pretty nice place. It's only about a 10-minute walk from the water as well too. So it's a beautiful space. I used to live around here back in 2018. There's a place called Arrington, which is just a little bit further north up past Parksville. But this has always been a beautiful space. It always feels good to come back into these old stomping grounds to which I used to live. This is actually the space where I had my Kundalini awakening back in 2018. Was here in Arrington, Parksville as well too. I was living in a trailer at that time, a 40-foot trailer. That was fun. Okay, everybody, so let's get ourselves into a nice, receptive, comfortable position, making sure the spine is nice and erect. Okay, and we're just going to start off closing our eyes, taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. And again, deep breath in, deep breath out. And one more time, deep breath in, deep breath out. And just relaxing yourself now and breathing normally. And now I just want you to place your hands upon the center of your chest. I want you to feel your heart opening up now and feel it turning transparent. So seeing your heart turning transparent like it's made out of glass. And as you look into your transparent heart at the center, you see the spirit light star, a small dot contained in the center of the heart. What I want you to do right now is just taking your hands and putting it in prayer posture. And just guiding that spirit light star in the center of your heart with your thought, and moving that spirit light star in between your palms. Okay, and now we're just going to take a deep breath in, making that light brighter. Deep breath out, making that light bigger, and slowly starting to extend our hands. Inhale, making it brighter. Exhale, making it bigger. Inhale, making it brighter. Exhale, making it bigger. And just keep extending the hands as you inhale and exhale, making it brighter and bigger, brighter and bigger, brighter and bigger. And just let that light continue to expand itself out. Once your hands are fully extended, you can rest them upon the lap. I want you just to keep your attention on that light. I want you to make that light as large as the earth herself. So I want you to feel that soft, spirit white light shrouding the entire planet, covering all the lands, covering the oceans, covering the sky, covering the entire atmosphere with this gentle, soft white light. And as you feel that white light expanding around the entire Earth, you're seeing the light going into the northern and southern poles of the planet. So you're seeing it move into the North Pole, you're seeing it move into the South Pole, into their vortices, into their openings. Right? This is representing again the toroidal Earth, looking at it like a toroidal field. And just taking that soft, gentle, white spirit light and going deeply inside the Earth through the north and south axes, the vorticular openings of the planet. And you are connecting directly to the center. And if you understand what I mean here, I want you to see the Earth as a toroidal field. Okay? I want you to see her as a torus. And I want you to see that soft, gentle spirit light slowly rotating in a counterclockwise direction. Okay, so you're seeing this torus, this toroidal field. And if that's too difficult for you to imagine, then just see a sphere. Just see a sphere that's slowly rotating counterclockwise. If you cannot visualize this easily, just feel it. Just know that this energy field of the Earth, as a toroidal field, or a sphere if you wish, is just slowly rotating counterclockwise with your spirit light energy. And you're just feeling this slow rotation of a spirit light flowing through the Earth, rotating very slowly counterclockwise. And I want you to feel the greater potency of your spirit light. That not only are you seeing it wrapped around the entire Earth, but you are spreading yourself out. Which means you are feeling the edges of the toroidal field. Your spirit is feeling the edges of the toroidal field. Your spirit is feeling every molecule upon the Earth saturated with its potency of light. Every molecule, every atom that is here on the Earth has your potent spirit light within it. And this is the nature of you being the sovereign of the Earth. Here and now, you are the spirit of the Earth. And now I want you to guide your light. This is where you are going to choose what you would like to work with today upon the Earth. Are there certain countries that you want to bring greater potency of love to? Or do you wish to simply blanket the entire planet with your pure love? through the spirit light potency. This will be your choice. Whatever you choose, I want you to feel that light now that's surrounding the earth, that's slowly spinning through this toroidal field. I want you to make it brighter. I want you to make it thicker. You're feeling the light now getting thicker. You're feeling the light now getting brighter. The air upon the earth is getting brighter and thicker. The land masses upon the earth are getting brighter and thicker. And again, if you have a specific landmass that you want to work with, then you are making that specific landmass brighter and thicker. The people and all life upon that landmass and all throughout the earth are also getting brighter and thicker. Their bodies are turning into light. The oceans upon the planet are getting brighter and thicker with light. And I want you just to put the gentlest of compassion. I want you to put the lightest of love behind all of this illumination. And that your potency is the greater concentration of your subtlety. The potency of the thickness of the light is your concentration of the gentleness of the subtle energy. And so you are loving everything upon this planet in a very soft yet potent way. We are making that power of love soft but powerful, gentle but potent. And you're feeling that thickness, just like you're seeing an overlay of thick, potent light over every form of life upon the planet. And you're not forcing anything. You're not intensifying your energies or anything of that nature. This is very gentle. This is gentler than the softest touch. This is gentler than the softest breeze. You are bringing yourself into the gentleness. And you're filling the entire earth, or again, if you have a concentrated area upon the planet that you wish to fill, you are filling that area as well with the softest touch, the gentlest caress, softness yet powerful. And the softer that you are, the thicker the light becomes. And this gentleness and this softness is illuminating the hearts of everyone within that particular area that you may be concentrating on. And it is illuminating the hearts of everyone upon the planet if you are focusing entirely upon the earth. Not only the human beings, not only the animals and the vegetation, but the land, the oceans, the air, the sky, the atmosphere. Everything is being touched by your gentle spirit light caress. Be soft, be gentle, be delicate. Don't force anything. You are looking at the earth completely with that pure love. And that pure love is the gentleness of things, but it is also the most powerful of things. You will understand that the gentle overcomes the hard. The soft overcomes the rough. The smooth overcomes the harsh. I want you just to feel that now. Feel that with every single human being here on the planet, with every single animal, with all of the nature that surrounds life, the trees, the forests, the mountains, the great oceans. As I said, even the air that you breathe is being thickened with the potency of your love. And the more gentle you are, the thicker that potency. And that thickness potency is concentration. That is what brings about the greatest healing. That is what brings about the greatest degree of love flowing into another, filling your cells, is that potency, the soft concentration of love. Fill it upon that specific area if you have chosen a specific area. Fill it through the entire earth if you have chosen the earth. Make it thicker and be gentler. And feel that potency of thickness, of that divine spirit light, softly applied, flowing through every man, woman, and child within the area you have chosen, and upon the entire planet you have chosen. Let all of their pain feel washed away. Let all of their problems feel like they have been diffused and snuffed out. Feel into the earth and feel her heavy, dense energies underneath the feet of all people, and feel them being lightened up and softened. That you can look at land masses, you can look at islands, you can look at coastlines, you can look at tectonic plates, soften them all. Seeing that harsh energy as dense and rough, but when you place this love energy upon it, that dense roughness becomes soft. It starts to dissolve away, because the gentle caress of this love cannot be overwhelmed. Love is the strongest thing that there is. You are working with the highest energy that there is. The dense and the rough is the lowest energy that there is. It is the most dense. It is the slowest. It is stagnancy. Love is the opposite. And so put that gentle caress towards all those hard spots, those rough spots, those points of stagnancy, whether you see it through people, whether you see it through life, in any form. Give it that gentleness. Give it that softness. The soft will overcome the hard. Right now, I just want you to take a few moments just to feel that concentration going into those rough spots. Taking a slow, deep breath in and out. And just take this time right now just to send your love to Mother Earth, thanking her for all the life that she has freely given upon her surface, thanking her for the unconditional love that she has for her children here upon her earth body. Show her how much you love her, how you will continue to work with her daily, spreading this love just as you have today. I want you now to feel all that light coming back. We're going to extend our hands out once again, and we're just bringing all of that light back in. We're feeling that light returning past from the toroidal field of the earth, and it's slowly coming back into our hands, and we're just retracting that light slowly back into the heart, retracting that light slowly back into the heart. With that light returning back to that little spirit light dot contained in the center of your heart. And that light that you have sent out has been touched by the light of the earth. And all of the goodness and purity, happiness, and true deep appreciation of the earth returns to you as that light returns into your heart. Now seeing your heart returning back into normal. Taking a moment just to slowly ground yourself as you come back into the present moment. Taking another deep breath in and deep breath out. And when you are ready, slowly move your hands, slowly move your fingers, slowly curl your toes, you rotate your shoulders a little, fluttering your eyes, and gently opening them and returning back into the present moment. And blessings. Thank you, everybody. All right. So I do not pre-plan these meditations. These meditations just come to me spontaneously. I just kind of feel, okay, Spirit, where do you want me to take this with meditation? And it just flows through. And that's the best kind of meditation you can ever ask for, is one that's not pre-planned, one that's not preconceived, one that's not scripted, one that just works with the heart of Spirit. So thank you, everybody, for joining me with that guided meditation. Like I said, let's continue to repeat this. If you want to go back and continue to repeat this particular exercise of meditation every day, and you're just spreading that throughout the entire planet, it makes a difference, everybody. Every action we make, even small, makes a difference. It's our little gears turning. As those gears continue to turn, the big gear has to turn as well too, in kind. All right? Okay, so the next thing we're going to go ahead and do now is we're going to go into some inner practices. Okay, so this is where we're just going to work to going from the left brain to the right brain. We're going to get ourselves into that receptive state. We're going to go into a low idle state. Okay, very similar to what you learned through the Bcr Technique 30-day challenge, where you learn about the phase 1 and phase 2 breathing, moving yourself into calmness. Okay, so we're going to do that right now. So just again, keeping your spine nice and erect, take a deep breath in, cleanse it out. 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 Okay. This is getting us energized. This is getting ourselves into an active state of calmness just by doing those deep cleansing breaths. Okay? The next thing we're going to do is we're going to move into phase 2 breath. Okay? This is the heart rate variability breathing. Okay? So for this example, I'm just going to be doing 4 seconds in and 6 seconds out through the nose. Okay, so this is pure nose breathing, in and out. No pauses in between, just straight flow of the breath. If you want to add more seconds to your breath, you can, just making sure you're giving at least 2 seconds of exhale, longer than the inhale. Okay, so 4 seconds in, 6 seconds out, 6 seconds in, 8 seconds out, 8 seconds in, 10 seconds out. All that works too. Just add 2 seconds to your exhale. Okay? So, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do it with me now. One more time. And just relax. And just stay with that rhythm. And you can continue to do it now if you wish. But again, we're just working with the parasympathetic nervous system. We're stimulating the vagus nerve. We're stimulating the dorsal-vagal complex. We're bringing ourselves into greater calmness, into greater relaxation. We are feeling very soothed. We are feeling very calm, feeling tranquil, feeling serene, feeling soft. Just like you were sitting in the middle of an ocean on a wooden plank, and the water all around you is completely still. The movement of the water is completely still. It's a stilled ocean. And you are stilled directly in the middle of that vast ocean. I want you just to be aware. Be aware of that serene stillness. And you can continue to do heart rate variability. Just giving your awareness to the breath as you breathe in, as you add those 2 extra seconds of exhale. Your body is calming down. This is even a scientific method of breath that shows scientifically that the parasympathetic nervous system is being stimulated, that the vagus nerve is being stimulated, and that you are completely calm and relaxed because of this stimulation. And right now, I just want you to observe your mind. I want you just to observe any thoughts that you are welcoming in, whether they are positive, neutral, or negative. Just observe the thoughts that come into your mind like an uninterested spectator. You see the thoughts flowing through your mind, going in and going out because you're not giving them any attention. Be aware of the thoughts that come in and the thoughts that go out, not attaching to them, not identifying with them, but just looking at them as a neutral witness, completely uninterested in every single thought that comes in and every single thought that leaves. Be aware of your thoughts. You are aware of them, but you are not attaching to them. You are not interested in them, but you are aware of them. Be aware of them. Keeping that uninterested spectator perspective together. And now feeling all of those thoughts vanishing away. Like you're containing them in a circle, and that circle just zooms out, 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 until you cannot even notice that circle anymore, where all those thoughts were. And now I just want you to observe your mind. If any thought comes in, just let it go. Just observe your mind. Observe the stillness of your mind. Feel the silence of the mind. Feel your inner silence. And now bringing your awareness to your breath. Keeping track of your breath as you inhale slowly and exhale. Gently moving your fingers, gently curling your toes, gently bringing some movement to your shoulders. And now just taking your hands together and rubbing them vigorously. And put it on your eyes. Slowly bringing the hands back down. And when you are ready, you can now come back. Okay, so what you guys have just witnessed is a modification of another ancient yoga technique referred to as Antar Mona. Okay, this refers to it as inner silence. Antar Mona. That's A-N-T-A-R. Second word Mona. M-O-U-N-A. Antar Mona. This works in bringing yourself into a state of inner silence. It is a modification of the technique. It is not the exact technique, just a modification that I brought in after we do the heart rate variability. Okay. So yes, this is Antar Mona. What they basically do is they get you to be aware of your body. They get you to be aware of your physical body, every part of it, and relaxing every part of your body as well. And you're just paying attention to how gentle, how soft, how relaxed your body is. And then you start paying attention to your outer environment. You start being aware of sounds. Not attaching to the sounds, but just being aware of them. Maybe you hear the buzzing of the refrigerator. Maybe you hear some people talking in the background. Right? Maybe you hear some other subtle noises going on in your space, and you're just flowing through, being aware of all of those sounds, not attaching to any of them. You are learning how to unattach from the senses. This is sensory withdrawal. This is also referred to as pratyahara in yoga. So we are lightening up the senses. We are withdrawing from them. We're just being aware of the noises, loud or soft. Once we do that, we now start to come together into the awareness of our thoughts, just like you did, where you were able to just bring in your thoughts, not attaching to any of them, and just observing them. Then there's an extra part to it, where you actually create your thoughts. You create something unpleasant, an unpleasant thought, and you just look at it. You do not attach to it. You are not involved with it. You just look at it. You just look at it for a few moments, and then, like I said, you just see that thought vanishing away. What I do is I personally put the thought in the circle, and I make that circle go smaller. It's kind of like the old-fashioned televisions back in the 1970s and 80s, where you turn it off, you see that little circle of light, and it fades away. That's what I do when I'm basically just observing a thought. Put that little circle of light, turning off the TV, right? That little glowing dot that then dissipates. And that is you just clearing away the thought. Once you have observed your thoughts, and you've created a thought both unpleasant and pleasant, and seeing them completely vanish, you stay together in the quietness of your mind. We are simply observing the stillness of the mind, and this is antarmona, inner silence. This is training for dhyana, meditation. This is also training for samadhi. So you can keep your mind nice and quiet, and we're doing this every single day, right? I'd say once a day, every single day. You are going to notice how quiet your mind gets. It's quite beautiful. Okay? This is one out of many different techniques, though, that can help you to keep your mind at bay, keeping your mind quiet. It's one of the most ancient and effective techniques, so that you are not being bamboozled by your mind so much with these constant thoughts. And even if you practice this more than once a day, then you're definitely on the right track. Right? You're going to keep your mind completely neutral. And you're going to be able to go into these higher states. And through these higher states, you'll be able to talk directly to God. That's how it's done, everybody. We keep our minds neutral. We go into a low idle, subtle state of being. We're moving from the left brain to the right brain. And now we're even going into that spaciousness, where we're just observing no mind. And that's how you get to know everything that's going on inside you. You will only know what is going on inside you when you're completely quiet, when you're completely silent, when you're completely still. We'll just have these feelings and saying, I notice this. I feel this. I could feel this old belief system coming up. Well, here's something I'm writing down. I could feel this old emotional sensation coming up. Well, here's something I'm writing down. So I'm being completely aware of myself as I remain in that state of inner silence. That's a beautiful thing. All right. So thank you, everybody, for joining me with that. I wanted to share that with you today for our Inner Practices segment of today's broadcast. So now we're going to go into healing work. Okay, we're going to do some healing requests. So I'm going to go up to the top of the chat. Okay, if you guys do have a priority, if you do want to get healing done quickly, you can always leave a donation in the chat. Okay, and I can definitely bring my attention to you. Okay, otherwise we're just going to go to the top of the chat and start off with requests there, and I'm going to work my way down. We're probably going to do about 5 or 10 people. We're going to do a different modification of the healing power today, a little bit more quicker, so I'll let you guys know how that works here momentarily. Okay, this one here is from Margaret. Margaret Ficini says, "Hi Brad, my granddaughter, whose name is Danielle, can you please send her healing on her eyes? Thank you so much." Okay, so again, as this is a request for another person, Margaret, then I'm basically just going to be connecting with her higher self. All right. So we will certainly do that. And Margaret, if you want to send some loving energy in the background, you're more than welcome to do that too. So I will take a moment. Now I will connect with Danielle's higher self. Okay, she is present with me here now. Placing our hands in prayer posture. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Feeling the spirit light from the heart coming directly into the palms. Expanding that light out, getting brighter as you inhale, getting bigger as you exhale. Extending the hands out fully. Expanding the light. And now that the light is expanded to Danielle's higher self, I want her to concentrate all of that light directly into her eyeballs and just directly into her face. So the deeper concentration is in the eyeballs, and a lighter concentration is around the entire head. And now I just want you to feel that light getting softer and softer, and stronger and stronger. Softer and softer, stronger and stronger. Softer and softer, and stronger and stronger. And at her higher self will repeat the following affirmation. I completely believe that what I shall receive will heal me. I completely believe that what I shall receive will heal me. To Danielle's higher self, collecting all of that light back into the heart. God is making me better and better. God is making me better and better. God is making me better and better. Putting it back into the heart. The light of the divine is now working upon the eyes, working upon the face, healing all to the area that is concentrated now. Bringing it back into divine restoration and giving Danielle messages as it needs to be done to assist her in further deeper healing regarding her condition. Love and blessings. Namaste. Okay. Thank you very much, Margaret. And hope Danielle is going to feel very, very well with this. Okay. She's going to go through some big shifts, so just keep in touch with her. Let her know that a healing has been done with her. Okay. And just keep an eye on her in the times ahead. It's going to be some big healing helping her along through that situation. Okay. Thank you. Okay, this one here is from Lilia Benjamin. Hi Brad, can you send me healing for my scalp? Okay. Yes. So Lilia, here's what we'll do. Placing your hands in prayer posture, take a deep breath in, deep breath out. Seeing your heart transparent, seeing that spirit light star in the heart, moving that spirit light star in between the palms, taking a deep breath in, making that light brighter, deep breath out, making it bigger, extending the hands, brighter and brighter as you inhale, bigger and bigger as you exhale. Brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger. Okay, with all that light you've extended out now, Lillian, I want you now to take all that light and just wrap it around the entire scalp. Okay, so you're taking that gigantic light and you're just gently, softly wrapping it around the scalp like it's a towel. Okay, a towel made out of light. Okay, and it's going all the way down right to the back of your neck. Okay, and it's just coming upwards right around the area of the brow. Okay, just below the ears, below the earlobes, right at the bottom of the neck. Okay, all that light is concentrated there. Okay, soft concentration can go around the face and just down the chest, right down to the belly button. Okay, that's the soft light. So the concentrated light is in the area I've mentioned. Softer light is down the face, down the throat, down the chest, right down to the belly button, and just wrapped around there, around the back. Okay, so I want you to feel all that light there, all that light gathered in those areas. And now, Lilia, you can state the following affirmation once again. I completely believe that the healing I shall receive will heal me. Let's begin. Lilia, I want you to feel all that light now just concentrating directly into the scalp, that it's imbuing itself directly into the scalp, that the light of the divine is going into the scalp right now, cleaning out all toxicity, cleaning out all injury, clearing out all illness and impurity, and that the softer light is working with the areas of the body as well too, peripherally, that will completely heal the scalp situation. And now, Lilia, just taking your hands fully out once again, and slowly collecting that light, returning that light back into the hands now, and slowly bringing that light back in, saying aloud or in your mind, God is making me better and better. 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 Putting all that light back into the heart. And seeing your heart return back to normal. Blessings to you, dearest daughter. Be well, and thank you. Okay, we have a $10 contribution here, so thank you. This is from Katie. So Katie says, Brad, could you send me a healing for my left foot? Thank you. Okay, yes, we can do that. So, Katie, placing your hands in prayer posture, taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. Seeing your heart turn transparent, seeing the light coming in between the palms, the spirit light in the center of your heart, moving in between the palms, slowly expanding that light in, letting that light out, okay? Getting brighter and brighter as you inhale, bigger and bigger as you exhale, expanding the hands. Brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger, fully extending your hands out all the way. Okay, with that expanded light, I want you to take that light now and I want you to wrap it around the entire left leg. Okay, so the concentrated light is in the area where you feel that the discomfort has been the strongest. Okay, that's where the concentrated light is. And the softer light is just wrapping around the entire leg, right up into the area of the groin. Okay, so you're feeling the thick, concentrated light around the left foot, softer, thinner light going all the way up the leg, right up into the area of the groin. Okay, and you can repeat the affirmation once again. I completely believe that the healing I shall receive will heal me. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Okay. Okay. And so now, Katie, I just want you to take your hands out once again, feeling all of that light returning back into the hands. Okay, slowly bringing that light back in with, again, the affirmation, either out loud or in your mind. God is making me better and better. 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 Putting all of that light back into the heart, back into the spirit light star. Feeling the heart returning back into normal. Okay. So Katie, take it easy with your foot. Okay. So the divine is healing up the foot right now. But be gentle with it. Okay. Doesn't mean you're going to run off and go get a marathon going here. Okay. You're not going to be doing a sprint. Take it easy. Be very gentle with your foot. Be very ginger with your foot for the next 24 hours. Okay. After the next 24 hours, check in with your foot. You can put a little bit more work towards it, but again, just being gentle still between that 24 to 48 hour period. Okay. Energy is going to work with you right now. Okay. Body's working together to healing the foot. The divine is working with the body to ensure that that's being done. Okay. So go gentle on your foot. I have people who I've done healing work on, and again, they're just, oh my God, I feel so great. I want to go out and do all this stuff, and they burn out all that healing energy. Okay, that healing energy is not for you to expend. This is a very important thing, okay, especially if you guys are getting healing from me, especially if you're getting healing from others, okay? There's a reason why you're feeling amazing after you get that healing, because that's healing energy. That energy is not meant to be expended, okay? That energy needs to be preserved. I know you feel great, you feel amazing, you want to go out for a run, you want to do all this exciting stuff. No, no. Calm down. That's the healing energy. That energy is coming in for your foot. That energy is coming in for your ribs. That energy is coming in for your back, for your headache, etc. Okay? Do not expend that energy. If you expend that energy, you are going to get a very thin amount of that rejuvenating energy that's meant for that area that is in discrepancy. Okay? So let's please keep that in mind. That is the general rule for all healing. Okay? Do not expend that feel-good energy. Leave the feel-good energy alone. Let it do the work it's meant to do to heal that area of the body. Give yourself 24 hours. Give, again, a little bit more lightness after 48 hours. Then you can return back to your usual routine. Okay? That's something I want to just inform you guys about, because I see a lot of people doing that. Expending it out quite a bit. Okay, this one here is from Nuala. Nuala says, Brad, can you send healing to my 3 grandchildren who are very chesty and have asthma? Okay, certainly. So I did not get their names, so I'll just refer to them as Nuala's grandkids. Okay, and I'll be connecting with their higher selves. All right, so we'll do that now. So to Nuala's grandchildren, their higher selves come forward. Okay, they're here with me. Very adorable. And taking that light now and just wrapping around the entire chest. Heavy concentration of that light around the chest area, around the lungs area. Okay. The softer light going around the area of the abdomen, around the area of the throat, and around the face and the head. Heavy concentration on the chest and the lungs. Lighter concentration on the abdomen, on the neck, on the face, on the head. And to their higher selves, I say again the affirmation. I completely believe that this healing I shall receive will heal me. I completely believe that this healing I shall receive will heal me. We'll begin. Okay, taking that light now, collecting it back into the hands as we extend the hands out. Bringing that light back in. Again, saying either out loud or in our minds, God is making me better and better. 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 Putting all that light back into the heart. Seeing the heart return back to normal. And Noella, blessings to all three of your grandkids. They're going to be just fine. Okay? So, they may get excited here in the next little while with that energy coming through. So, Noella, what I just told everybody, just make sure you're telling them. Okay? Even if they're little, they may not get it. Just say, just relax a little bit more, right? Just work with resting a bit more. Kids will be kids. I'm not too sure of their age, right? But they can play, but just make sure that they're not overdoing it. Okay? Thank you very much, Noella. Blessings to you and to your kids. Okay, Sophia, thank you for your contribution. Appreciate that. Okay, this one here is from Karina. Karina says, hello, Brad from Sweden. Can you please send me healing for my right knee? Thank you so much. Okay, certainly. So Karina, keeping your spine nice and erect, placing your hands in prayer posture now. Taking a deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, seeing the heart turn transparent. Seeing the spirit light star in the heart, moving in between the palms. Okay, making the light brighter and brighter as you inhale. Bigger and bigger as you exhale. Brighter and brighter. Bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter. Bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter. Bigger and bigger. Extending it all the way out. Okay, with all of that light in between your hands now, I want you to take that heavy concentrated light and just wrapping it around the entire right knee. Okay, so Karina, you are filling the right knee with that heavy concentration of light, very thick, okay, thick light. You can actually use your hands for this as well too, and you can just rub your right knee and just imagine all of that thick, concentrated white light just being wrapped around your knee, using your hand as a guide. Okay. Now that we have done that, we're seeing softer light. If you want to do this as well too, you're just running the hand up the leg. Okay, running the hand up the leg right to the area of the groin. Okay, you can also do that with the shin, going all the way down to the feet. Okay, so from the feet to the bottom of the knee, soft, thin light. Above the top of the knee, going all the way up into the groin, thin light. Okay. So now that you've done that wrapping of the light, you can now say the following affirmation. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. I completely believe that the healing I shall receive will heal me. All right, let us begin. Okay, Karina, taking all of that light, returning it back into your hands now. And again, slowly bringing that light back in. God is making me better and better. 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 Returning all of that light back into the heart. Seeing the light return back to normal. Seeing the heart return back to normal. Okay, and it is done. The divine is with you. The divine is healing you. So again, just go easy on yourself for the next 24 hours. Not doing anything too rigorous. Be gentle. Okay? Thank you very much, Karina. Okay, going down the list here. Okay, this one here is from Valentina. Valentina says, can you send healing, please, for the axis, lungs, and intestines? Okay. So we'll do that, and I just got a contributor, so I'll get to the contributor after I'm done with Valentina. Okay. So Valentina, just placing your hands now in prayer posture. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, seeing your heart now turning transparent. Seeing the spirit light in the center of the heart. Moving that spirit light dot directly into the center of your palms. Inhale, making that light brighter and brighter. Exhale, making that light bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger, brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger, brighter and brighter, bigger and bigger. Okay, so now that you have all this light here in your hands, you're now just taking that light and you're rubbing it all around the area of the chest where the lungs are. You're going down to the abdomen as well too. Okay, it's the thick, concentrated light between the lungs and down here by the intestines. Okay, small, large intestines going all the way down to the colon. Okay, so you're feeling the entire chest, abdominal area filled with that heavy, concentrated light. Okay. Softer light is going up around the shoulders, up around the neck, the face, and the head. Softer light is just going all the way down the legs, down to the bottom of the feet. Okay? So your entire body is covered with this light. Just the heavy concentrated light is in the chest and abdominal area. Okay? So now, Valentina, I just want you to say the affirmation once again. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Say it with conviction. Say it with certainty. Say it with knowingness. All right? Okay, let's begin. Okay, Valentina, now collecting all of that light. Bring it back in between your hands. God is making me better and better. 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 Returning all of that light back into the heart. Feeling the heart returning back into normal. All right, the divine is with you. The divine is healing you. Okay, be aware of your energies as they come in. Be delicate with yourself. Okay, specifically over these next 24 hours. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, we're going to do about 2 more healing requests, then we're going to get into Q&A. Okay, so if you guys do have questions ready, like I said, if you guys came here for Thursday's webcast as well too, and you want to ask general questions, you can do that. Okay, I can certainly look into some tarot answers, and I'll also do some heart tethering as well too, connecting to whatever questions you guys may have. Okay, so get your Q&A ready. So we're going to do 2 more. This is from Energy, Frequency, Vibration. It's just a contribution. Thank you. EFV. I'll call you that. All right? Thank you, EFV, for your contribution. I appreciate that. Okay, so we're going to do 2 more. So Christine, I'll be doing one for you. And Sabrina, I'll do one for you as well, too. Okay, so Christina. Hi, Brad. Can you please send healing to my daughter, Danielle? Danielle's eyes. Freckle found behind the eye. Interesting. Okay, quite interesting. And then Sabrina, you'll be the last one, and I'll be doing a group healing at the end of the broadcast, guys. Okay, so if I didn't get around to you, don't worry. Join me for the group healing at the end of the broadcast, and we'll do that. Okay. So Christina, yes. So I will connect with your daughter Danielle, your daughter Danielle's higher self, being present with me now here. Okay, she is present with me. Okay, with all of that light now fully extended out, taking that light and just wrapping around the eye with the freckle on it. Okay, so both eyes, freckle behind eyes. Okay, so basically we'll do both eyes. Okay, so just putting a heavy concentration of light behind both eyes and putting the thickest concentration of light just upon that area to where the freckle is. So that has the thickest concentration, and there's semi-thickness, and then there's lightness just around the entire face and neck. Okay, the neck, the face, the head has the lighter, thinner light, and both eyes, heavy concentration and heavier concentration upon the area to where the freckle is. Okay, so to Danielle's higher self, saying the affirmation, I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Let's begin. Okay, taking a hold of that light now, bring it back in between the hands. Bringing that light back in. God is making me better and better. 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 Bringing that light back into the heart. Seeing the heart returning back to normal. Infinite blessings to Danielle's higher self, to Danielle. You are well. The divine is with you. The divine is healing you. I'm seeing that freckle just getting thinned out altogether, being dissolved. So that will be taken care of in no time. Okay. Blessings. Thank you, Christine. Christina, I should say. Christina and your daughter, Danielle. Thank you very much. Okay. So, Sabrina, you will be the last one. So, Sabrina says, Dear Brad, I'm asking for healing for myself. I have heavy depression and mental pain at the moment. Okay. So, yes, we will work on that. So, what I also suggest to you, Sabrina, is when you have emotional trauma, okay, what's the one practice, a free practice, that I commonly recommend to you guys that you do? Okay. Does anybody know? Pretty sure I'm hearing it just in the ethers right now. Bcr Technique. Yes. Okay. Sabrina, make sure you're doing BCR. Okay. Very important that it is designed to clear that stuff away. Okay. We'll work on it today, but I want you to do BCR Technique. Okay. That is my spiritual diagnosis to you. Okay. So, Sabrina, just getting yourself nice and comfortable, making sure the spine is nice and erect, placing your hands in prayer posture. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Okay, seeing your heart turning transparent. Seeing the spirit light star in the center of the heart, moving now in between the palms. Taking a deep breath in, making that light brighter and brighter. Expanding the hands as you exhale, making that light bigger and bigger. Brighter and brighter, 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 bigger and bigger. Okay? Just resting your hands down upon the lap. So now, Sabrina, this is what I want you to do for me, okay? I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to look at all of that depression that you're talking about, okay? The depression and the mental pain. Okay? And what I want you to do is I want you just to put your hand just over top of your head. And I want you to move the hand, just like you're seeing me do right now. I want you to move the hand all the way down the body, okay? As your hand is going down the body, I want you to feel as if that mental pain and depression vanishes. I want you to feel, and you can do this a couple times if you need to, I want you just to take your hand, and I want you to feel that mental pain and depression vanish. It's not there. The question I have for you is, can you imagine yourself without that depression and pain, watching it wash away and clear away, just as simple as moving your hand down your body? Can you imagine that? Okay, I'm going to go forward and say that, yes, you can imagine that. Okay, so I want you now to completely imagine that all of that mental pain and emotional trauma is gone. Okay, so if you can imagine that, just say in your mind or out loud right now, yes. Okay, and I'm going to assume that you said yes. Okay, so now we will go ahead and we'll begin. So all I want you to do is just keep that entire light just wrapped around the entirety of your body, from the top of your head all the way down to the bottom of your feet. That light is heavily concentrated throughout your entire body. Okay, so we'll begin. Sorry, before we begin, saying the affirmation. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. I completely believe that the healing I shall receive will heal me. Now we'll begin. Okay, Sabrina, now just collecting all of that energy as you extend your hands out, collecting all of that light, returning it back in between your palms. God is making me better and better. 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 Placing that, all that light back into your heart now. Okay, seeing the heart returning back to normal. Okay, the divine is with you. The divine is healing you. Okay. So Sabrina, if you can, I'd like you just to do a real-time response, if you can. Okay. So Sabrina, if you're still here, feel free to let me know if you were able to say yes with the imagination. Okay. Because if you were able to imagine all that, Sabrina, okay, and you said yes, you're going to notice that the healing that you have just received is going to be very, very potent. Okay, it's going to be very, very strong. As long as we can imagine that. Right? We have a multi-second delay here with chat. But Sabrina, again, if you have an update, just letting me know that you said yes. That'll be great. Okay, and let me know how you're feeling afterwards as well too. Okay, thank you very much, Sabrina. Okay, guys, so we're going to go ahead now and move into Q&A. So, like I said, if you guys do have some questions, you can put that in the chat. Again, I do have my tarot here with me. Yes, I travel with my tarot. Sabrina says, yes, Brad, thank you. Great job. Okay, let me know how you're feeling as well, too. Okay, so like I said, make sure that this is no replacement for BCR, though. Okay, the core stuff, we want to make sure we're healing that. All Spirit is doing is just clearing away all that debris that you are willing to let go of. Okay? All right, so let's go through the list here now. Let me just go back up a bit more. Okay, much love to you guys. Glad to see all the blessings and good cheer on the chat. I got the best subscribers on YouTube, I tell you. Everybody's so nice and positive here. I'm seeing it. It's great to see. Okay. So just give me a moment here, guys. I'm just going down the chat. So again, guys, if you still have healing requests, just join me at the end of the broadcast. We'll be doing a group healing session, okay? Okay. Okay, so if you guys do have Q&A for me, you can just feel free to start placing that on the chat now. I'm just scrolling down the list here, just bear with me. My laptop is actually cooperating today, which is nice. Wasn't cooperating with me so much when I was in Salzburg doing Thursday's broadcast. Okay. Okay, so this is a question from Sabrina. Sabrina says, Dear Brad, do we have to expect 3 days with chaos, crazy people losing their mind within these 3 dark days, like Meyer is telling it? Well, I've talked about, I'm not sure if you guys go far back. If you guys are pretty new subscribers, you do not know that I'm talking about this, but I have talked about this in the past, about 2037 and 2038, okay? And so I can't say what other people are saying. That's none of my business, okay? What other people are saying, guys, you got to go talk to them, right? If that's their perspective, if that's what they're sharing, please do not bring your questions about them to me, because I'm not answering questions for other people, okay? That's their perspective. Whatever this Ira Meyer guy is, or girl, you got to talk to them, okay? That's their perspective. I do not take responsibility for anybody else's perspective, okay? The same thing like when I'm sharing these things. I'll get to the 3 days of darkness here in a second. But it's the same thing when I'm sharing these things with you guys, okay? That's my truth, okay? But when you're hearing it, it is only a perspective. So I can never, ever take responsibility for what another person says. Some person says, oh, Brad, Janine says this. Good for her. Go talk to her about it. Or this speaker says this, or Greg Braden says this, or Dr. Bruce Lipton says this. And Muji says that, or Sadhguru says this, and blah, 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 blah. Well, okay, guys, that's their perspectives. I am never, ever going to carry the load of someone else's perspective and try to answer it for them, okay? That's their perspective. That's how they see life, and your questions need to be directed to them, okay? If you cannot connect with them physically, then you go connect with their higher selves. You go connect with their spirit. But I will never, ever answer another person's perspective for them, okay? That is not my place. I have no business doing that. This is a very important living law that you guys have to remember here, okay? If somebody says this, somebody says something to you, you do not go off to another person and say, Brad, why did they say that? Okay? This is called being nosy. This is called, in that sense, getting out of the loop of one's business, okay? So if I was to do that, then I'm basically doing a violation. I'm violating the living laws, because I'm basically putting all this perspective about that person's perspective, and I'm not minding my own business, okay? And that becomes a violation, because then that starts to create a lot of turmoil, right? Because then that person could contact me and say, why are you answering my questions for me, blah, 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 right? It turns into turmoil. So it's a very, very important thing that whoever says anything pertaining to perspective, that's the person you have to address pertaining to their perspective. I will not answer other people's questions for them, okay? I will never do that. And that's not good, because that's going to rebound on me. So just so you guys know that, I will not be answering other people's questions for them, okay? You got a question for Sadhguru, you go to Sadhguru. You got a question for Greg Braden, you go to Greg Braden. You got a question for David Wilcock, you go to David Wilcock, right? You got a question for Janine, you go to Janine. Again, you connect with their higher selves, you connect with their spirit. But I'm not answering questions for people. I say this because I've had quite a few questions in the past regarding this. Brad, what does this person say? Brad, why did Donald Trump say this? Brad, why did Donald Trump say that? I'm not going to answer those questions, okay? We can look into the situation, but I'm not going to look into answering their questions for them, okay? Not my business. I mind my own business, okay? So please keep that in mind. So, Sabrina, we'll get to your question here about chaos, crazy people losing their minds. Some people may. I mean, people are already starting to lose their mind right now, okay? And it's not even 3 days of darkness. Some people are feeling the chaos all across the planet, okay? And there's no 3 days of darkness happening right now. So when that happens, and I've estimated it between 2037, 2038, that there's 3 days of darkness that comes together. And I've explained that somewhat to the degree with one of my videos where I talk about the true nature of the sun, okay? So basically around that time, there's meant to be a very big magnetic pole shift. And that magnetic pole shift is basically disrupting the magnetic field of the Earth so that the sonoluminescence through the sun and through the stars is not present. It's basically just like a complete and total pitch black moment, okay? So again, what I would suggest is just watching the true nature of the sun. I also did another follow-up video on it, but I cannot remember what that video was called for the life of me. But in the true nature of the sun, I talk about how the sun truly operates. Okay, the sun has no heat and light of its own. The sun basically has radiation. Okay, it's like radium in that way. It radiates these gamma waves. And our atmosphere is actually the very essence that's responsible for creating the luminescence of heat and light that we receive for the planet. Okay, so all of those rays from the sun are penetrating the atmosphere. It's going all the way down to the earth. It's bouncing back up at incredible speeds. And it is the oxygen on our planet that determines the nature of the warmth. Okay, so basically we'll notice that when we're down in the valley, we have a very heavy concentration of oxygen. When we start to go higher and higher up into the mountains, we notice that it becomes freezing cold because the oxygen is less. So oxygen plays a catalyst in regards to working with these natural rays of the sun. So sonoluminescence is the very reason why we have sunlight. Sonoluminescence and the effect through our atmosphere and through what our atmosphere goes through as ether is actually what's providing our heat and light for life upon the planet. So the sun is the fatherly provider of that, but it's not bringing heat and light upon the planet, right? That's a misnomer. People, again, get very, very confused by that. It's a very, very different science, and there's really been no accurate science to basically describe what I've received pertaining to what the sun itself is doing. Okay, so like I said, the sun has no heat or light of its own. It's not even really visible in our spectrum. It's only visible through the etheric curtain that we have called our atmosphere. And that's the same thing when we go out, when we see the stars at night. Okay, but if we were able to actually go beyond the ether of our own atmosphere, if we do not have any particular types of instruments available, we would pretty much see the sun as invisible. We would see all the stars as invisible. Okay? It's our etheric blanket, it's that etheric veil of our atmosphere that is actually enabling ourselves to see the sunlight, to see the stars in the sky, to see the moonlight, right? Which again is just a sonoluminescent effect upon the moon as well too. So again, guys, go to that video. It's even if you just go to my YouTube channel, it's the featured video there. The true nature. Oh no, sorry, that's extraterrestrial civilizations. No, it's the true nature of the sun. So just type that into YouTube, the true nature of the sun, Brad Johnson, and you'll see it. Okay. Now I'd like you to watch it because I explain it very thoroughly there about how it works. Okay. So the 3 days of darkness, anyways, happens when the magnetic fields are in flux. So when they're in heavy states of flux, it cannot maintain the stabilization of sonoluminescence, and it takes approximately 3 days for the full cycle, basically the North Pole becoming the South Pole becoming the North Pole, and now we have this destabilization of the magnetic field now coming back together as the poles flip. As they flip, then sonoluminescence returns. This has happened through our ancient history. In fact, the Native Americans are very much aware of this because they've lived through these particular magnetic pole shifts. Okay, it's not a physical pole shift; it's a magnetic pole shift. Okay, and there's basically 3 days of darkness, so there's no light upon throughout our sky whatsoever. It's like 3 nights worth of darkness. 3 days of darkness. Okay, so I'm told that some people will experience this and some people will not. I can really not get too much clear on that. I know a lot of people want intellectual understandings with this. I barely understand it myself because I'm not a scientist. But basically, some people will experience this and some people will not. Okay? They may actually be going through another shift, and they may actually see beyond a portion of the planet where there is actually light, or they may be part of another dimension where there is light. I can't say. But that is the nature of the 3 days of darkness. Will people be freaking out? Of course they will. Yes, absolutely they will. We just have to wait and see how things go as we get closer to that time. There may even be some scientific announcements that may come a few years before that time, where it says it feels like Earth might be experiencing 3 days of darkness here when we get into 2038. All right. So maybe there will be some announcements during that time. I'll continue to look into it. It's still very, very early for me to give you guys a much more detailed explanation about the 3 days of darkness in 2038, 2037, 2038, but I think most likely 2038. We just have to keep updating as we get closer and closer to that time. But we're still about a good 16 years away from that yet. Okay, so we'll just keep updated. That's the best thing I can share. But yes, Sabrina, people will get crazy. People will get chaotic. It's just that nature. Like I said, if that's happening right now and there's no 3 days of darkness, what do you think is going to happen? Yes, there will be some chaotic people. That's why we do some more guided worldwide meditations during that time to help smooth the waters over. Okay? So that's my perspective, guys. I can't say about other people's perspective. It's not my business. Okay? But that's what I share in regards to what I've received. Okay? All right. Going down the list here. Okay, Valentina, if you have a problem with Telegram chat, please drop me an email about this. Okay, this is not really the place to put that. So just drop me an email, bradjohnson79@gmail.com. If you're having a problem with Telegram, I'll help you out there. Okay, it doesn't belong in the chat here. Thank you. Okay. So this one here is from Grow Wenshay Patterson. When will they stop the Harp and Chemtrails here in Norway? I think they also are using 5G, very strong vibrations in evenings and nights. I can feel it in my body. Okay, well, let's take a look at that through the cards. Okay. About the idea, Norway, of course, is a hot spot. Back in 2009, we had the Norway spiral, right? which was all just Harp activity. So let's take a look at that question here. So what is the momentum of the Harp factory and the chemtrails subsiding in Norway? What's the road ahead for that? What is that going to look like? Okay, so let's see how that goes here through the cards. Okay. Well, it looks like it's under new management right now. Okay, it looks like there's new management taking it over. I feel like it had a lot of dark cult energy around it. Okay, so this is representing the past. Okay, so we have the Fool here. So I think it's just a lot of things being taken for granted with that. There are some complaints as well too with a lot of the Harp activity that's been happening. It's been skewing part of the magnetic field of the North. We're going to look into that here shortly. I'll look into that one next. Okay. But it feels like there's, like I said, there's some change happening. There may be some change in management. There may be the idea of those responsible being cast out relating to what they're doing with Harp. This is not really for chemtrails, but it's more so for Harp. Okay, chemtrails are going to take a little bit longer. Right? I know that people don't want to hear that. That's how it is, though. Okay, there just needs to be more exposures coming together with the chemtrails. They already have a plan in the works of replacing the chemtrails, but it needs the exposure for people to be more fully aware about what's happening. And once that happens, then the plan that they already have instituted will take its place. Okay, so the environment here is actually looking pretty positive. I think we're going to see some disclosure, some exposure surrounding the idea of these Harp facilities and what they're doing, because the way things are going right now, everything's practically being exposed. Okay, behind the scenes, I think a lot of the baddies that were responsible for that are being taken out of the picture. They're being pulled out of it. Okay, so Norway is notorious for Harp activity. Alaska is also notorious for Harp activity. From what I've felt, though, is that the Alaskan Harp facility is actually taken over by the counterforces. Okay, so this is an ongoing process. This is going to be some work in action. So they are taking some action in reinstituting the idea of the Harp technology as well, too. But it is a center because there is basically some weather manipulation wars going on right now. I do not feel it's going to last too much longer, though. I think we're going to get clear of that probably as we move into June. Okay, we'll just keep updates on it, but it feels like June is going to be a lot more uplifting. As we get into April, April is a benchmark time. March is a heavy month. It's like I was saying in the very beginning of the month. March is heavy. March has a lot of stagnancy and sluggishness to it. It's not a good month. When we get into April, April feels a lot more uplifting. April feels a lot more positive. I feel we're going to see a lot more of the alleviation, like I said, of the COVID agendas and the vaccination agendas across the planet taking place. And if not everybody's on board with that, it's certainly going to play out in May and June. Okay, so April, May, June are kind of like the blossoming months. So there's going to be a lot more blossoming taken care of there. So my suggestion, first and foremost, is grow. Start doing some manifestation work. Right? Start working with meditation. Start putting out some calls to spirit so that you are personally protected from these rays, from these frequencies that are coming out through Harp. Okay, so like I said, I think there's still going to be a little bit of an agenda with Harp for a little bit of time. Okay, but it is being taken over. It is being cleared away. I know it is causing a lot of unsettled nature with a lot of people. That's what the Harp frequencies do. Like I said, even with the Harp frequencies going off in Alaska, I can feel it down here in BC as well too. So I know what you mean. I know how you feel. Okay, but we can talk to spirit. We can work together so that we are not personally bombarded with all these frequencies. But there's a weather manipulation war going on right now. Okay, and it's still going to play itself out here for a couple more months at least. Okay, but again, the good news is the Harp is being put into counterforce management, and they will only really use it if they need to, because the Dark Hats are still trying to use other forms of weather manipulation technology, be it satellites or other forms of hidden technology, and they're basically using Harp in that way that they have access to counteract those things. It's a mess, but like I said, I don't think it's going to be lasting too much longer, probably another couple months, and we should see it clear. Okay? So thank you for your question. Okay. So guys, please no personal questions. If you guys have personal questions, that's where sessions come in. You can also go to Patreon, patreon.com/newarkteachings. You can sign up for the group sessions, okay? I'm having another one here this Wednesday, okay? This Wednesday on Patreon, to the Patreon members. Wednesday at 11 a.m. Pacific, I have the group Q&A Patreon, okay? Group Q&A session that's happening. If you're not signed up, go ahead and sign up for it. And enjoy it, okay? Or maybe wait till April 1st and then be part of the next one. So that is where you can also ask personal questions, okay? But I do not do personal questions on these webcasts, all right? Semi-personal is okay. If it's something that's really going to help benefit many people, then I'll probably consider it. But this is why, again, some people say, Brad, why aren't you answering my question? And I say, well, sorry, your question was too personal, right? I don't do personal questions on this chat, so please be aware of that. Just semi-personal or general questions, okay? Okay. Okay, someone, Mahali says, why is huge collateral damage is unavoidable in Ukraine? Well, Ukraine is being cleaned out, guys, right? I think we'll look into that a little bit more. Some people want to know what's going on with Vladimir Putin, what's going on really with this whole situation pertaining to Russia and Ukraine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's known as a pillar spread, and we're going to look into that a little bit more deeper, because that is one of the things I wanted to look into today that I didn't get a chance to look into on Thursday. So we'll look into, through a pillar spread, which just means more cards, about what's really happening between Russia and Ukraine right now. Okay, we'll take a look at that now. So what's really happening between Russia and the Ukraine. I'm saying the Russia for some reason. Russia and the Ukraine. Okay. Make some room here. Okay. Yep, they're putting the hammer down, guys. This is a hammering down. This is what's happening. The situation with Russia and Ukraine can be summarized with this. This is a hammering down. Vladimir Putin has had enough of the Khazarian mafia's bullshit. It's basically it. They've had enough. Said, we're done. It's like I've talked about before. 800 years ago, Russia was taking out Khazaria because that's what the Ukraine was. The Ukraine is one of the most underground, concentrated areas of despicable activity in the entire world. Even if it doesn't show on the surface, that's the underground. This is the nest of the cabal. This is the nest of the Khazarian mafia. Okay? This is the nest of the people that are doing horrible things upon the planet. That's their nest. That's their concentrated nest. And this is what's taking place. And they have all kinds of horrible things there. They have child trafficking rings. They have biolabs. Okay? They have all this despicable underground form of activity that's been going on for a very, very long time. So the Russians have had enough of their BS, and they're putting the hammer down on them, saying we've had enough. We're not playing the game anymore with this trickery. We're not playing the game anymore with these Western politicians trying to condemn us for what we're doing. We have been very patient for you guys for a very long time, but enough is enough. We are done. We're finished with this. We are not putting up with it anymore. And that's why the Ukraine is being completely unearthed. All these roots are being ripped out of the nest, of the ground zero, to where the cabal itself has stationed itself. Okay? So the past, yes, of course, there's a lot of sadness that's surrounding all this whole situation because people are being misinformed by what's actually happening in the Ukraine. Do you guys know that they're constantly using computer-generated effects, that they're using clips from movies, that they're resurrecting people from the dead, other actors, crisis actors, all so that they can try and cover their tracks, right? They're basically getting actors to play dead bodies. Okay? They're using footage and computer-generated effects to create these horrible war-like situations happening in Ukraine when that's not happening. Okay? It's what they're doing because their nest is being attacked. So what's happening right now? Charge. Charge. Hammering down. Putin is not really taking any prisoners when it comes to the cabal. Okay? He is flushing every single one of them out. Said, we're getting them out of here. We're going to take care of what we did not take care of 800 years ago. And we're going to hammer down on them. Not a single one of them will be left. That's his mentality. He's really taking the emperor here, and he's hammering down on these mofos. The best way I can put it. This, again, is just all part of karmic alignment returning. Okay? These are the karmic cycles in action. It's not a pretty sight, of course. And of course, there's no intention for any innocents to be harmed. This is all going towards, well, basically you could say the UK, or not the UK, Ukraine is filled with a lot of devil worshippers, right? That's the majority of the whole government that's there is just basically devil worshipping psychopaths, right? People doing horrible things to kids. Don't have to go too much into that, okay? Human trafficking as well too, drug cartels, all of it. Everything that you know is insidious and despicable and inhuman. Well, that's what the Ukraine represents in the underground, okay? Not the innocent people that live there, but the underground. It is horrific, okay? It's like the hell on earth, basically, in the underground. So this is basically, you could say, Satan's realm being ripped out by its roots, being pulled out by its roots, okay? Astrologers even knew that this time is coming months before it happened. The Ukraine is in trouble. Ukraine is going to be hammered down big time. You bet it is, because that's the stronghold of the Khazarian mafia. That's the stronghold of the cabal. And so they are going to get flushed out big time. It's like a gigantic enema is getting ripped out from them right now. Okay? So the present moment, yes, there's a lot of strife. There's a lot of heaviness, a lot of heavy weight that they're putting throughout the media with this. It's trying to be made to look like it's the most horrible, disgusting, despicable thing that Russia could ever do. It's awful what they're doing, right? But again, this is all part also of defense coming together. Okay, so people actually being liberated from these actions. This is actually going to lead to something very, very tremendous. But we're seeing, people being on the defensive. People feel that there's going to be some horrible thing that Russia's going to war with the entire world. They're not. The Ukraine belongs to Russia, guys. That's the simple truth of the matter. Ukraine is Russia's land. That's what it is. They're policing their own land. The Ukraine belongs to Russia. That's a fact. Okay, that's not a theory. Okay, behind the scenes, it's going to be a lot of fighting, a lot of war, a lot of just cleaning up. It's not pretty work at all with what they're doing. So it's true. There is a lot of fighting going on. There is a lot of battling, but it's not as extreme as what the media is making itself out to be. Again, they're basically saying that this is Russia wants to take over the whole world, and it's all about Russia doing these horrible things, and so on and so forth. But I'm not getting that. Okay, this is the near future. So things are really going to start softening. Things are going to start lightening up. Okay, we're basically in this period right now where it feels like war is happening because that's what's astrologically assigned to us right now. Okay, we got Mars and Saturn basically fisticuffing with one another here. And that's going to lead to very, very aggressive and harsh situations. But in the near future, I'd say probably within the next 1 to 3 months, we're going to see some very, very powerful shifts taking place where that whole area of the Ukraine and its concentration of all of the dark cult members there are going to be completely flushed out. World leaders are going to be basically taken off the stage. Remember what I've been saying with, they're here on the microphone, they're talking about this and blah, 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 Russia, Ukraine, and blah, 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 COVID-19. All of a sudden, whoosh, that veil opens. And those world leaders are going to be running off the stage, panicking for their very lives. It is not a good time to be a part of this dark cult. Okay? It is being flushed out. It is being colon cleansed from the entire planet. Okay? So dark cult members, if you're watching this video, time's up for you, man. I'm hoping you guys repent with what you're doing right now because game is over for you. You're finished. Okay, near future. Well, this is unification. This is bringing warmth back to the planet. Okay, I think there's going to be a lot more explanation about what Russia is actually doing, right? That I feel Putin is actually explaining that to his Russian people, but it's not making the airwaves anywhere else. It's being greatly censored. It's being slandered. It's being omitted from the idea of the mainstream narrative. Remember, like I said, guys, you're watching a movie? Well, there you go. We're actually looking at real events, and they're being slandered, and they're being omitted, and they're being manipulated, and no truth is really coming out. Behind the scenes in the near future, okay? So we're going to see some grander times coming together. We're going to see love going through the planet. We're going to see a nurturing time, a softer time coming together for this whole situation between Russia and Ukraine. This is going to get better. It's not going to get worse, okay? So, again, I feel that people are just getting very, very emotional of what they're actually seeing through MSM rather than knowing the truth of what's going on, okay? This card often represents the idea that you're too emotionally involved rather than seeing what the truth is, okay? We're seeing that with a lot of people right now. They're just highly emotional. Oh, it's horrible what's happening. Oh, do you even know what's really going on? Oh, this and that. No. So we get too heavily involved in thinking that this is some sort of world war that's brewing, and it's not. It's a cleanup. It's Russia cleaning up its own land. The Ukraine belongs to Russia. So therefore, we're planting seeds here. Seeds are being planted. Like I said, the dark cabal is being flushed out. All right, the dark cult is being flushed out, and new seeds are going to be planted. New opportunities are going to flourish from this. So we're going to see, yes, a big cleanup, but we're going to see a complete and total diminishing of the dark cult on this planet. And in doing so, we're going to see grander times ahead. We're going to see amazing times ahead with this. We're going to see new technology coming out. We're going to see new healing technology coming out, new energy technology coming out, new transportation technology coming out from all of this. Russia is basically the one that's getting this done. It goes back into an old Edgar Cayce reading as well, too, because he actually talked about Russia. He said, the light of the world lies in the hope of Russia. Okay? Not the Bolshevik Russia, okay? Not the communist Russia, but the free Russia. Okay? And that's what Russia is turning into. It's turning into a free Russia. It's going to be turning into a free Russia. But they have to get through this first. And that is the light of the world. The hope of the light of the world lies in Russia. Okay? Edgar Cayce's own words about this. He said, Russia is the one that's going to turn the entire tide pertaining to the cabal. The cabal is going to be completely flushed out because of Russia. Right? This is why for centuries they've absolutely despised Russia for what they did to them 800 years ago when that land was called Khazaria. Right? They have had it in for them since then, and they have always wanted to try and stir up horrible trouble with the Russians. And they've had to put up with that for 800 years. Hundreds of millions of Russians have been killed by Khazarians. Hundreds of millions of them over the years. And this is where they said, you know what, we've had enough. We've been exemplary in our patience, and we're not going to take it anymore. We are ending this satanic cult. We are ending this mafia that controls everything. We're ending it now. We're not going to take any more of this. We're finishing it up. It's done. So this is them bringing the hammer down. That hammer down is not pleasant. Like I said, it's carrying a lot of weight. It's carrying a lot of brunt. There's a lot of anger and aggression around the entire planet directed on Russia because they are completely ignorant about what's actually going on. If they actually knew, guys, this is what's clearing away a satanic cult that will never be able to rule this earth again, they'll be cheering Russia on for what they're doing. Yes, do it. Clear out the satanic cabal because they're not going to be able to rise again after this. They're finished. Their shackles upon this earth are falling off. That's what's actually taking place right now. As unpleasant as it is, this overall is a very good thing. This is a liberating time for humanity, but we're in the midst of the chaos of it happening. Chaos is taking place, and order naturally starts to become birthed from that transition. Right? That's what's taking place right now. Okay, so I know that was a completely different question, Mihail, from what you're asking about the collateral damage, but I'm giving you a little bit more information there about why things are happening in Russia and Ukraine. Okay. Sue says here, will we have food shortages, and if so, how long? There will be food shortages, yes. And I'm saying probably about the next 3 months. Okay. So as we get a little bit more closer to the summertime, I feel things will start to tilt in the other direction. We're in a chaotic time right now, guys. This is a chaotic time. We've been in this chaotic time since the end of last year, okay? And it's continuing to escalate up until about April, okay? When we get into April, things will gently and softly and slowly start to transition a little bit more smoothly, okay? But like I said, March is a hellfire month. March is a fiery month. We still got a few more days of March here. And it is a hectic month. It is an intense month. This is why I said at the very beginning of the month, we're in store for a fiery month, right? It's going to start to, at the very end of the month, begin that process of softening. But March has been a hellfire month. And it's basically the climaxing month of all this chaos, where in April we start to see that transition between chaos and balance. And then it moves forward, April, May, June, okay? So yes, there will be food shortages, okay? So make sure you guys have your reserves. Make sure you guys have some backup food, and you're just prepared for that, okay? That's what's happening now. Same thing with oil. Oil prices are going to continue to go up for quite some time, guys. There's really no end in sight with that right now. That's probably going to continue right up into the summer, okay? So we need to be aware of that as well, too. Okay. So we're going to take 1 or 2 more questions, guys, and we're going to go into the group healing. Okay, this one here is from George. Brad, do our vibrational frequencies entrain with those we live with in the same house? Is it possible to raise our frequency if the one we live with is at a lower vibration? Well, the answer is both yes and no. If you're able to maintain a high frequency in a household that's very, very chaotic, that's great. You're very masterful in doing that, okay? So yes, higher frequency is very, what's the best way to put it? It helps to draw people into that frequency a lot more, okay? So it's much more compelling for people to want to be in that high frequency. If they're seeing that you're meditating and you're bringing so much love into that space, well, if a person that's in a low frequency, they may tell you, knock that off, knock it off, stop it. Sick and tired of you smiling all the time, okay? They're being affected by your frequency. Now, they may not go right into that frequency. It depends on the person, really. It depends on what they're going through. But usually a lot of people in that sense that are just so bitter, right? They feel like the whole world is against them. They're sick and tired of all these events happening on the planet. They're sick and tired of their household, etc. They're just going to respond with a bitter attitude because they feel that energy and they don't like it, right? Because they're still too addicted and identify with their pain. So they're very much connected to a pain body. So one in that way who feels completely addicted to the pain body will yell at you and say, stop it, knock it off, stop smiling, wipe that smile off your face. You make me sick, okay? Don't worry about it. That's how they react to your love. That's showing you how powerful your love is. And all I'm doing is just saying it's okay. I'm completely at peace with what they're going through, right? It's just how they are. It's what they're going through. It's how they're seeing the world, and all I have is compassion for them. And keep doing it, okay? That's their first reaction. Over time, they may start to soften up a little bit more. They may actually come up to you and apologize and say, I'm sorry I was so rough. I've just been having such a rough time here. And I know it's not your fault, right? You may have that as well, too. Again, I'm being a little bit broad with this because it all depends upon the household. It depends upon the people that you're working with. It depends on the people that are living with you, okay? It really depends. But if that person is constantly exposed to your energy, at first they may become very defensive and angry with it. After a while, they may start to lighten up because the love still continues to affect them. Okay? So if you're holding the love, if you're holding the light up high, that's great. That's you being masterful. Okay? Do not take what other people say about your frequency personally. Do not take in regards to what people feel that if they're lashing out at you, they're not really lashing out at you. They're lashing out at themselves because they've chosen to hold this bitterness within themselves, this resentment, this harshness within themselves, they have to see that there's a greater world behind all of that, right? So be steadfast and be compassionate to the ones that you work with, okay? The ones that you're living with and the ones that you're working with as well, too, okay? Certainly I've had those little spiels with people in the past as well, too, so I know how it feels. But we just keep delivering compassion. If there's a problem, if I have a problem with somebody, that person responsible is not the problem. I am, right? If I'm lashing out at somebody, oh, I'm so mad at you and the way that your frequency is going out, blah, 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 blah. That's nothing to do with the other person. That's everything to do with me, because that's me venting out my insecurities. I have to look at that, and I have to make a change, okay? So please be aware of that. Okay, Beverly, I missed your question here. This is a little bit of a personal question, but I think it might be good for semi-personal nature. Beverly Sky says, if you could tell me why I have this physical pain for 33 years since a fall, I'd be grateful. Have you attended to it? Have you attended to that fall? You have to understand that if a fall persists and it's that energy has been with you for 33 years, you've put emotional assignment behind that pain. If you, for example, were walking down the street and we trip over our feet and we scrape our knees and we scrape our elbows, okay? If we basically say, oh, it's okay, I just tripped, I'll go ahead and I'll tend to these injuries, and no problem, they're done. Injuries will be gone in a matter of days. Now, here's the problem. We trip over our own feet, and we land on our knees, we land on our elbows. Oh, geez, why is this always happening to me? How come I'm always falling? How come I'm always tripping over the place? Blah, 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 blah. And you have an emotional explosion. You have a meltdown. You basically assign this as mental trauma, which means you're taking this pain and you're making it chronic. That's why pain has lasted 33 years, Beverly. You've made that pain chronic. You've made that pain identity. You've assigned it to yourself through belief. It's now in the pain body. It's now in the pain mind. And you've given that pain identity. And as long as we continue to whine about it, oh, I got this back pain, oh, I got this problem with my leg, I got this problem with my knee, I got this problem with my elbow, and it won't go away, and I'm so depressed about it, and blah, 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 blah. Well, you're just causing all of these kinks. You're taking these garden hoses, and you're taking these giant kinks in them, and that's what you're doing with your energy body. That's why you're hurting. That's why you're injured. That's why you're sick. That's why you're ill. You have taken something pertaining to an injury, and you've identified with it. You've made it into an identity. You've made it chronic. That's where all chronic illnesses come from, guys. It's your own mental and emotional woes. It's your regrets. And you put your regrets upon these injuries, and now they stay with you for a very, very long time because of all the mental, emotional energy that exists behind it. And that's why you face it for 33 years of your life. So this is why we do something like the Bcr technique, where we go in and we look at these things and we get ourselves into that calm state, just like you guys were earlier. And we see this, and now we're able to realize I've been holding this pain in my body for 33 years. And now that I'm putting all this love energy into myself, I can command the love energy to soften that emotion. That emotion gets softer and softer and lighter and lighter and lighter. And now it's gone. And now the days pass, and oh my goodness, my body's not feeling that pain anymore. It's because I cleared away the emotional blockage that was causing the obstruction of that pain in the first place, because of your emotional identity to it. This is how it works, guys. It's even scientifically backed. When you look into the idea of chronic pain, it is mentally and emotionally assigned. It's psychic obstructions. You've created psychic knots in your body, and you have psychically implanted that identity into that area of your body where it continues to hurt, because you've given that energy nowhere to run. That energy is inside a cube and it's bouncing against the walls and saying, come on, I want to get out of here. I go, no, 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 no. You're too much part of my identity. I can't let you go. And so the energy has no place to go. You've blocked it in with your emotions, with your pain body, with your mental traumas, with your regret. That's why it stays there. Until you do something like BCR, where you're lightening yourself up and you realize, that's it. That's why I have this pain in my body. I've been keeping it there. I've been holding on to this mental anguish. I've been holding on to this emotional trauma. And now I'm going to let it go. Now I'm going to make it lighter and lighter and softer. I'm going to turn that boulder into a feather. And now it's gone within days. Because every single day you're going in and you're working with the BCR technique and it's freeing you up. That's why I've created this, guys. You guys give me all these questions about your illnesses, and I keep giving you the same answer. BCR technique, BCR technique, BCR technique. It's free, and it's available for you. The reason why you don't want to do it is because you don't want this. So when do you want it? And if you do want it, what's stopping you? Oh, I got a busy schedule, then you work around it. You work around your busy schedule and you realign yourself so that you're letting yourself heal. Because if you keep putting this off, you're going to get worse. You'll get to the point where you can't even really work with your physical body anymore. You become crippled by it because you've been putting this off for far too long. Make personal healing your priority. That's why the BCR technique is here for you, and it's free. Okay, guys? I could charge thousands of dollars for that technique, and I don't. Because everybody needs to know how that technique can truly help you. It's for the planet. So please, take advantage of something that's given to you freely and work with it. Okay? Beverly, that's for you. That's for everybody else that has similar questions, because I've gotten questions like that. Chronic conditions are created by your emotional, mental blockages that create psychic obstructions within your body. Even the yogis knew this thousands of years ago. I'm not telling you guys anything new. I'm just bringing the old knowledge back to you, and we're using a modern practice like BCR technique to clear it out in 30 days. Okay? Please keep that in mind. Okay, guys, we're coming up to the end of our broadcast. I'm actually going a little bit over today. We're already at 2 hours. So I do have to wrap this up pretty quick. So we're just going to end with our group healing now. Okay. So again, if you have a healing request for a friend of yours or a family member in that sense, just put this intention of the healing towards them. Okay. And if this is for you, then just welcome it in. So let's get ourselves nice and relaxed, keeping the spine nice and straight, placing the hands in prayer posture. Taking a deep breath in and out. Seeing our heart turn transparent. Seeing the spirit light star in the center of the heart. Moving it with your thought directly into the center of your palms. And right now I just want you to think of the area that you want to work on. Now I just want you to think, if you want to send this to another person, you're thinking of them and what they have. And you're saying that this is for them. So deep breath in, making that light brighter and brighter. Exhale, extending the hands, making that light bigger and bigger, brighter and brighter, 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 bigger and bigger. Okay, so now that you have that light there, I want you just to wrap it around the area of your body that you feel needs it the most. Okay, if you have a knee injury, you're wrapping the light around the knee. Don't worry about the thinner light. I just want you to focus on the thick light, okay? So again, if you're having stomach trouble, you're wrapping around the stomach. If you have a headache, you're wrapping around the head. Okay, if you have emotional problems, then I want you to wrap the entire light around the body. Top of the head, down the bottom of the feet, okay? Those are for emotional, mental concerns. The entire body gets wrapped up, okay? Physical injuries in the area of the body, just wrapping up the concentrated light in those areas of the body. Okay? So go ahead and do that now. Okay, and now you're going to say the affirmation, repeating after me. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. I completely believe that the healing that I shall receive will heal me. Let's begin. Okay, everyone, now just taking all of that light, bring it back in between your palms with your hands fully extended. And now, slowly bringing that light back into yourself, saying again, God is making me better and better. 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 Putting all of that energy, all that light back into the heart, seeing that heart return back to normal. Love and blessings to you all. Everybody, thank you very much. Okay, so thank you for joining me on this kind of long broadcast today. I didn't even know I was going that long. Time flies when you're having fun. All right. So again, I will be home on Monday night. So again, the next episode will be next Thursday. And that will be New Earth Insights. So I'll see you again next Thursday. I'll see if I have some videos along the way as well too to share. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a great rest of the day. Great weekend for you all. And I'll speak to you again in another perspective of the now. Take care.